What's up, everybody out there? This is Aaron here with another deck profile. Right here with Blackwings. Now this deck I know is not possibly, but it's still played a lot due to the fact of new support cards that came with this deck, that came for this deck. And it is more competitive now with these new support cards. Now as for me, no way, I don't do it. Because, of course, I don't play competitive. I play for fun. Now, what makes this deck for fun also is an old combo, which I still do, and it's synchro summoning from the graveyard. Have you ever thought of that? You can synchro summon from the graveyard. So, of course, yeah, any other kind of synchro that we know is rather you have the tuner in your hand, you're going to summon it to play a synchro monster, you have it on the field already, and you're just going to summon out another monster to make the material out of a synchro summon. You're just going to call the Hunt or Monster Reborn back, the tuner or monster that requires to do a synchro summon. But synchro summoning from the graveyard. Now, further ado, here we go, and I will explain it a bit and the monster you need to do this. So, Blackwings, okay. 2 Blackwing Sirocco. Now, right here, it's a level 5. You need to do 1 tribute. But, here's the thing about the Sirocco. If you control no monsters on the field, and your opponent has monsters on the field, you can normal summon this card. So, normal summon. Except it's not special summon like Cyber Dragon is, but normal summon this. Its other effect is you can choose one other Blackwing monster you would have on the field, boost it up by the attack of what Sirocco is, so 2000, boost it up, or by any other Blackwings you have on the field, boost them up to the Blackwing you have, and it would be the only monster that attacks, and you boosted it up with Sirocco's effect. So that's Sirocco. A boost up for your Blackwings, and your only Blackwing that's going to attack is the one you boosted it up to. Combined with other Blackwings you have on the field. Three, Shura. Shura is when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Blackwing monster with 15 attack or less attack from your deck. That monster effect is negated. Three, Shura. Shura is when you control 1 Blackwing on the field, you can special summon this card. Now, of course, the spear is when attacking a defense position monster during the battle whose defense is lower than the attack of this card, inflict difference as battle damage to your opponent. So if you did particularly damage to your opponent in defense position, if you attack a defense position monster, they take piercing damage if you can do any kind of damage to it. So it's a 17 attacker, but you attack a defense of 15 or so. Okay, that's piercing damage, but that's only by 200 damage you did to your opponent. But still damage. Three, Blackwing Gale of the Whirlwind. Particularly, I would say one of the best tuners out of the whole entire game, cause if you control a Blackwing other than Gale of the Whirlwind, you can special summon as well this card. Once per turn, you can half the attack and defense of 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, and it's a permanent. So think of a high attacking monster that you're gonna go against. Rather, if it was 3000 attacker, 2000 attacker, you do the effect of Gale, So from 2,000 it goes to 1,000 and it's permanent. So you just hit your opponent instantly with the big effect right there. And pretty much, yes, it could be special summoned with another Blackwing monster on the field. Now the cool thing about Gale also, it's only, so of course, you hit once and it's at 1,000, you can do this again and it becomes lower than 1,000 and it's still permanent. So 2,000 to 1,000 to now it's half of 1,000, it'll become 500. And it's, of course, permanent. That's what's so cool about Gale. Now, of course, Gale was pretty much a broken tuner way before. It was at 1. Now they brought it back to 3. 3 Gale. 3 Kalutes. Kalute is just like an Honest, except this is for Blackwings. When a Blackwing monster you control or is attacked, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard during the damage step to have that monster gain 14 attack until the end phase. So you just boosted up your monster to become 14 attack higher if you were to attack or would be attacked. Now 3 Kalutes. This was at 1 also. I don't know why the heck they did this to the Blackwings. That just possibly, you would say, kill the deck, or the deck was not useful anymore. Well, thank God they brought this back to 3 also. To Blizzard. Another tuner. This card cannot be special summoned. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Blackwing monster from your graveyard in defense position. So it's like a little Monster Reborn, except it's a tuner. So normal summon, you would bring back a level 4, and you have your chance right there to do a synchro summon. Three Blackwing Chris. If you control a Blackwing monster other than Blackwing Chris, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Blackwing Chris once per turn this way. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by spell trap card effects. The one Blackwing Cerberus. Now, of course, Cerberus works for any. Of course, works for any, rather Blackwing or any other dark, particularly deck you could possibly think of. When this card is in your graveyard, you can return 1 face-up card you control to the hand, special summon this card from the graveyard, and if you do, take 400 points of damage. Now, 400 points of damage I don't think is a really big deal, because you're bringing back 1 card you want, that you had on, that you controlled, put it to the hand. You can only use this effect of Cerberus once per duel. So particularly if you're going to do this effect, you got to be wise about when you're going to do this. Now, okay, synchro summoning from the graveyard. That is right here. The Vayu. It's a 1-star tuner. When this card is face up on the field, you cannot use it for a synchro summon. When this card is in your graveyard, you can move from play this card plus 1 non-tuner Blackwing monster in your graveyard and special summon 1 Blackwing synchro monster from your extra deck, whose level equals to the total levels of the removed monsters. The effect of that synchro monster is negated. So this would be the one you can remove from play, and any other Blackwings you have chosen to make a synchro summon. So here's the trick about Vayu. Vayu is the one where you gonna banish this, banish any other requirements to do a synchro summon out of a Blackwing, and you're gonna synchro summon. due to the effect of what Vayu is, which is, of course, yeah, banish it, synchro summon with a banish effect. Pretty cool thing. You banish monsters from the graveyard to special summon and do a synchro summon out of, yeah, the graveyard. Different kind of way. Now, magics. Black Whirlwind. When a Blackwing monster is normal summoned to your side of the field, you can add one Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand that has less attack than that monster. So like a reinforcement of the army. It was at 1 also, but brought it back to 3. The others is just the 1 Raigeki, 1 Dark Hole, 2 MST, Monster Reborn, and this one right here, Dark Eruption. Dark Eruption. Add 1 dark monster with 15 attack or less attack from your graveyard to your hand. So a little Monster Reborn. Dark Eruption. As for traps, 3 Icarus attacks. By attributing 1 Wing Beast type monster on your side of the field, destroy 2 cards on the field. You must destroy 2 cards on the field. Now, of course, if you have Vayu on the field, you can just tribute Vayu, destroy 2 cards on the field. Sometimes you have to really sacrifice and destroy your own monsters, but there are ways to get them back. But Icarus attack, you must destroy 2. So basically you want to stop your opponent from doing anything just as soon as they're going to like summon a normal summon and they special summon Icarus attack, pop those 2 cards, or if they were monsters, from them even actually playing, rather they want to synchro, Xyz, Link, Fusion, at least stop them, at least stop your opponent from doing anything like that on that turn. So, 2 Mirror Forces, 2 Storming Mirror Forces, a Quaking Mirror Force, and last but not least, 3 Solemn Strikes. Of course, these are competitive cards, but sometimes you are just going to need some, but I would at least just go with Solemn Strike since that's one of the best trap cards of the game for counters. Counter traps. For the extra deck, an old kind, but still works, the Blackwing Armed Wing. It's a 6-star. 1 Blackwing Tuner, so you do need a Blackwing Tuner to make the Synchro monster. Plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. If this card attacks a defense position monster, it gains 500 attack during the damage step only. During battle between this attacking card and a defense position monster whose defense is lower than the attack of this card, inflict the difference as battle damage to your opponent. So another thing almost like Bora, except it gains 500 attack and it's a bit more powerful. Two of the Blackwing Nothing. I don't know why it's called Nothing, but it's Nothing. Of the Starlight. 24 attack, 6-star Synchro monster. This one is 1 tuner or more non-tuner. So basically it doesn't matter of what tuner, as long as you make a 6 to do the requirement of making a 6-star Synchro monster. If this card is special summon, inflict 800 points of damage to your opponent. Then one face-up monster your opponent controls loses 800 attack and defense. You can only use this effect once per turn. So, on your next turn, if you still have it on the field, you can do this again. And during your main phase, you can special summon 1 Blackwing monster in addition to your normal summon. Or set. You only gain this effect once per turn. So a little once per turn. So it's not like on that one turn you can't do it anymore. No, you can, as long as it's on the field, and you can do this again. Blackwing Armor Master. Now, to tell you the truth, this is my favorite synchro monster out of the whole entire game of all synchro monsters. Now, I love Blackwing Armor Master. So, Blackwing Armor Master is, you need a Blackwing tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters. This card cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage following this card. If it attacks a monster, you can place a wedge counter on that monster at the end of the damage step, maximum by 1. You can remove from play all the wedge counters from your opponent's monster to reduce the attack and defense of each monster that had a wedge counter on it until 0 until the end phase. Now, particularly means if you have Armor Master out, you have another Blackwing out, you attack with the Armor Master, put the wedge counter on it, take off the wedge counter, make it 0, you still have your other Blackwing that can attack, and their attack was 0. So don't take it like it has wedge counters and you end your main phase, and then what's the point of it? No. Put a wedge counter on that monster, put that monster to 0, and you still have your other monsters you can attack with, and their attack was 0. The Johawk. You need a Blackwing tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner Blackwing monsters. You can target 1 level 5 or lower or higher, my mistake, winged beast type monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. During either player's turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets only this card, or when your opponent targets this card for an attack, you can target 1 other Blackwing monster you control that would be an appropriate target. That card effect attack now targets the new target. You can only activate this effect once per turn. So pretty much this would be attacked, and if you wish to switch it to another one, that target becomes to the one you just chose. So your Johawk can still survive maybe for 1 turn. So if it would be attacked, switch it to the other one that you have chosen for a new target. And of course, everyone knows the Black Rose Dragon. You are going to need it at some point to blow off everything on the field. I'm sorry, but yeah, you're gonna have to destroy your own monsters, but sometimes you have ways of getting them back as usual, or you just got no choice but to blow up the entire field because you don't want to deal with anything else that your opponent has on the field. The Blackwing Silverwind, an 8-star. You need 1 Blackwing tuner on the field. You need 1 Blackwing tuner or 2 or more non-tuner of monsters. So this one you need 3 or more. Now here's the thing about, I'll explain. Okay, when this card is synchro summoned, you can select and destroy up to 2 face-up monsters on the field with defense less than this card's effect. You cannot conduct your battle phase. The effect, you activate this card. The next time a Blackwing monster you control would be destroyed by battle during your opponent's turn, it is not destroyed. This effect only happens once. The Silverwind, and since we're playing links, I only use 1 link, and that is the Decode Talker. Without further ado, the combos of this deck. So, here we go. No monsters on the field, normal summon. You have 1 or more on the field, special summon. Special summon if you want to. So 3 monsters right there. You have your choice of, you want to synchro, equip it to a monster. So basically, if you're going against, if you see a defense position monster on your opponent's side of the field, well then here's you. You have a 17, you're gonna attack. No, switch, do this. First, maybe you want to go Gale, hit a monster that they have per minute, half the attack. But what you can do, Sirocco's effect, boost it up 17 plus 2000, and plus 13. High attack of a Bora and attack a defense position monster. You just did big damage to your opponent right there. And if you can, which you can, you want to play Gale, add it by 14. So plus 2000, plus 13, plus 14. Way huge right there attack you can do. Or if you wish to, you have 3 monsters. Go to your Deco Talker. Now, of course, yes, no more synchros right here, or Deco Talkers, or Fusion, XC, whatever, because we play by putting them of where the links are for. Now, of course, yeah, you can, but you need your link to equip it to the area of your synchro monster. So here, here, whichever. When you have Chris, you have another Blackwing out. Special. If you attack with Shira, you destroy a monster, get one. But effects negated, so if you wanted to get Gale, get Gale. Gale's effect is negated, but you still have your chance of synchro summoning. Or if you wish to, Vayu. You cannot synchro summon, but if you have your Icarus attack, you have it face down, maybe you just don't want to deal with it, so Icarus attack, your Vayu, send Vayu to the graveyard, destroy 2 cards on the field. So sometimes when you have Vayu out, of course you cannot synchro summon, but if you have ways of destroying it, just destroy it with the Icarus attack, because you can't really do anything with Vayu on the field. So if your hand was like Sirocco, Shira, Whirlwind, Bora, and Quaking Mirror Force. Your 5 cards right there. Well then, okay. Set Quaking Mirror Force. Activate Whirlwind. They have monsters. Normal summon Sirocco. Now, then Whirlwind's effect would activate, which is you can add 1 Blackwing monster from your deck, from your hand, that has less attack than that monster. So basically 2000. So you can go for your another Shira. Wait, my mistake. Another Spear. You can go Gale. You can go Kalut. Even if you want to, your Chris, because it's 19 and that's 2000. So Bora, Shira, and let's just say you wanted to get Gale for Sirocco 2, Whirlwind. So you have this right here. Well then, you have another Blackwing on the field. Special summon Bora. You have another Blackwing on the field. Special summon Gale. 3 monsters. Now sure, you just keep in your hand for your next turn. Rather synchro, boost up, play your Deco Talker. You have 3 options right there. And you just have your Quaking Mirror Force face down for any other attack they would do. And this is your backup right here from you being destroyed. Now I'll show you what I mean by Vayu. You need Vayu in your graveyard. So you have, let's just say Sirocco, Vayu, Chris, and Kalut. Well then, okay. You have these cards in your graveyard. Now you want to do a synchro summon. Silver Wind. If you wanted to summon out Silver Wind, Okay. Your graveyard. Remove Vayu. Remove Kalut. And remove rather Chris or Shura. Because that's 1, 3, 4 plus another 4. Remove. Summon out. So yes, you did synchro from the graveyard. Let's just see again right here. You had this. Okay, still all back. So that was for Silverwind, if you wanted to do Silverwind. Because that's your 8-star. So, graveyard again. Okay, remove Vayu. That's 1. Remove Sirocco. So, you're moved. 5 plus 1, 6. So, you can synchro summon to your Starlight or your Armed Wing. Easy like that. So, a fun way. Synchro from your graveyard. It's a fun thing to do. Why not do a different kind of way of synchro summoning? Or synchro from your graveyard. Not just a normal way of, we all know, from the field, or you're gonna revive a card, rather the tuner or the monster you need from the graveyard, revive it to the field. How about you just synchro summon from the graveyard? Now I don't know if any other decks can do that, but this is the Blackwing deck I do know where you synchro summon. Let's just say you wanted to do this also. You have Chris, you special summon Bora. Now you have Gale in your graveyard. But you had Dark Eruption. Activate Dark Eruption. Get your Gale because it's 15 attack or less. Then the attack in your graveyard. Well then here you go. Special summon Gale. Or if you need to, okay, you have these on the field. Get your Kalut. Get your Blizzard because maybe you already used them, but you need it again. Get Blizzard. Summon. Bring back one. Synchro. Another thing, okay, Jawhawk brings back one. So the Jawhawk brings back one, so bring back your Sirocco. So Jawhawk, effect is bring back a level 5 or higher. So maybe Sirocco's your only one. Special summon it. Once per turn, and yes, if it were to be attacked, switch it to your other one, because you don't want Jawhawk destroyed. So, hope you all enjoyed this. This was my Blackwing deck using monsters, using a tuner where you could synchro summon, but you're synchro summoning from the graveyard. So, there's the Blackwing deck. Again, hope you all enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. As always, I will show you more deck profiles later. Peace.